Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristin.
And this is I'm watching Desperate Housewives, Season 2, Episode 5.
They asked me why I believe in you.
My boogie shoes. That scene was hilarious.
My favorite.
Well, you were living for this whole...
So good. Well, I was like, Lynette, how long are you going to put up with this from Nina? So, okay. Is that where we want to start?
You want to start with Lynette?
Nina's really stressed out. She's being a total C-word at work.
I'll leave when I'm good and ready.
Ripping people's, like, pitches up and telling them to go back to their holes and do it again. Very rude. And so Lynette is like, well, I'm going to try to take her out for drinks and see what happens. Apparently, it turns out that Nina's very shy about men. So she makes Lynette...
She doesn't act like it in the office, but...
No. I guess, I see how it's different, but yeah. So she makes Lynette go procure her a man from across the bar, even though the man was already looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
If the man's already looking at you, you think he's cute too, fucking go up to him. I can't with women like Nina. Anyway, so then she just, like, keeps making Lynette go out with her every single night.
5 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And tries to blackmail her with the whole, like, I thought your family wasn't going to get in the way, wasn't going to be an issue.
But it's also like, if the long hours are like, and I'm like, that's not long hours at work. That's you making her go socialize with you, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. And so finally, Lynette is fed up. She hasn't put her kids to bed all week. She was supposed to help the twins with the science project. She's fed up. And so after she gets hit on aggressively by some guy named Chuck, who then very rightfully is like, you are a regular. You've been here every night.
Because she tries to be like, this isn't my scene. And he's like, I've seen you here every night.
If this isn't your scene.
10:30 at a hookup bar.
Yeah. And so she goes into the bathroom, and then she realizes that the only way to get out of this is to become competition for Nina, because that was why Nina was so into her coming, is that she's helpful because she's taken, but she can help Nina get a man.
I was going to be like, she should have just hooked her up with Edie. But no, if Edie would be
Edie's competition. Yeah. Definitely competition. So she just takes her shirt completely off and puts the vest back on, which I was not expecting.
And the surest path to victory
would
require an aggressive campaign of shock and awe.
I want to watch Sports Night. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Full Coyote Ugly.
Oh my God. I was like, yes, ma'am. And she pulls every ounce of male focus in the room off of Nina and onto herself. Because you even then also made the good point. You're like, well, also Lynette is a guy's girl. So she's like taking shots. She knows dancing,
exactly how to do it.
On top of the bar, the whole thing. And so then Nina...
She also, because she doesn't want it.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any insecurities or hangups herself.
Stakes, yeah.
Like...
yeah, it was truly amazing. So then Nina starts...
really great. I mean, you get a ton of great Felicity Huffman performances, but this was a particularly really good one.
Yeah. So then Nina leaves her be, and that's basically Lynette's plot.
This was a little bit of a filler episode. It was a little bit sort of like moving from this place and going to that place.
Yeah. So Gaby brings Adrian Pasdar to the prison, and Carlos is like, absolutely not.
Well, she is like gazing longingly at him.
They really hung on it in a slow-mo for a minute.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, David.
Carlos, I'm David. I don't think so.
So he's like, no, he's too hot. Absolutely not. And I guess they're doing like group couples therapy in the prison also.
That was actually, again, like this was kind of like a filler episode. There wasn't like juicy like plot details. There was a couple, but there was a lot of just like having fun, spending time with our characters.
Yeah.
and also the world, like the world building, because that's one thing that I actually we spend a great deal of time talking about the day players and like the secondary and tertiary characters on the show. But yeah, they were in group therapy at the prison.
Oh my god, so funny. And so then the one couple was actually like a little too dark for me, to be honest, because she was like,
there was times when Lisa was rude and obnoxious. I know now that was no excuse to always be beating on her. Baby, I'm just so sorry.
Jesus.
It's not a subtle show.
No.
Good job, you two.
And I was like, good God.
They were treating it like they'd had a real breakthrough. Which, I mean, I'm all for rehabilitation, but I don't know if it works exactly like that.
It doesn't. And that's another thing. Is like, obviously I know it's hard and like everybody deals with things differently. There's lots of stuff that goes on in abusive relationships, but like, if someone hit me and then they went to prison, they would never see my face again. I would not be trying to work it out. I just like can't do that. So then there's another couple who tries to go next and is like,
can I go now? Because I have a lot to say about the obstacles I'm facing in my marriage.
We don't got any obstacles.
Yes, we do, Lamar.
Okay, hold on, you two. I think that it's Carlos and Gabrielle's turn.
Thanks, but we're good.
How's your marriage?
Shaky at best. I hired a brilliant lawyer to get my husband out of this hellhole, and he fired him for no reason at all.
I just didn't like him.
Why not? He's experienced, he's intelligent, he's successful.
Exactly. I'd prefer an attorney you didn't find so damn appealing.
You fired him because you're jealous?
Don't I have the right to? You know she cheated on me.
Oh, Bob, you beat your wife. You are so not allowed to gasp.
Don't you talk that way to him.
One more word out of you, Lisa, and I will backhand you myself.
Okay, calm down.
Thousands of fat ball attorneys out there in the world, and she's got to get the one that looks like an underwear model.
I'm not discussing this anymore. You can rot in here for all I care. By the way, he was wearing a suit. How do you know he had a good body?
Do you know?
No.
I bet he's hot.
Do I need to say what our biggest problem is? Or can everybody figure it out for themselves?
get divorced.
She was spectacular.
She was great.
Day player.
She was really great. So yeah, Gaby and Carlos go first, and they talk about the lawyer and everything. You know, blah, blah, blah. And then we cut back because the second couple's husband is like, I bet he's hot about the lawyer. And she was like, do you need to still have me say what our problem is, or did you get it? And it was good. It was like a really, we're not doing it justice. It was a really good scene. So yeah, what's his name? David? Yeah, David comes over to Gaby's house and
takes charge.
Yeah.
Comes over uninvited. I mean, he said he wanted to meet with her.
Yeah, and she was like, I thought you'd schedule a meeting.
And he barges in and then raids her.
All the wine. Really bizarre. And he basically was like, I don't need to beg for work. So what's going on? She was like, we need you as our lawyer, though. You just have to convince Carlos that it's going to be okay. And he was like, okay, I will. And so they go back to the prison and he's like, I definitely want to sleep with Gaby, and if you don't hire me as my lawyer, this is exactly what's going to happen. And it's like a whole après-ski, raclette vibe and all this stuff. But if you do hire me, she's off limits. So obviously I'm just your lawyer and nothing's going to happen. And Gaby quite rightly is like, he's fucking insane. And so Carlos is like, nope, he's the one. Their relationship is messed up.
It also, it was very TV logic. I'll allow it, but it was straining the boundaries of
belief.
Yeah, of silliness.
Do you want to do Bree or Susan?
I guess Susan.
Or I guess we can get the Applewhites out of the way first.
They've been I forgot her name. The second they said it, I was like, fucking right.
Melissa Foster, Melanie Foster. Yeah.
There was very conspicuous news updates about the Melanie Foster case.
They've arrested someone.
She was a high school student or a teenage girl who was murdered.
With an axe, apparently.
Well, involving an axe. Yeah. I mean, obviously we're led...
Just a totally forensically clean axe just laying next to her.
Well, the way that... I can't remember what specifically happens, but knowing how this show works, they tend to throw... Not MacGuffins, but they throw things out that don't always line up the way you think they're going to. And again, I mean, I have vague memories of where this plot goes, but it seems pretty cut and dry at this point. Although, granted, the whole Dana mystery seemed cut and dry in the beginning.
A couple times, yeah.
It's basically they're keeping a man named Caleb in the basement.
Yeah.
And Betty is talking to him about what he did and how he hasn't expressed, like,
accountability.
So, they're going on about Melanie Foster on the news. It's time we talked about her, Caleb. Until you start accepting responsibility for what happened, you know I can't let you out of here.
What the hell is this?
Mom! Where are you? I'm coming!
Girl.
What were you gonna do with this?
Good Lord.
I know who really killed Melanie Foster. What are you thinking?
The police need to know the truth. Can't let an innocent man go to jail.
Well, then call 911 and tell them you got a killer locked up in the basement.
He is not a killer. He didn't know what he was doing.
He knows a lot more than you give him credit for. Do you realize what's gonna happen? Because they're not gonna care how slow Caleb is. They'll just execute him.
I'm not sure that's true.
Well,
I think these two are going to get in more trouble than he is at this point. Obstruction of justice, aiding and abetting, kidnapping. And they also just, he's like shackled down there and there's no sunlight and it just feels very bad.
it doesn't feel ideal. It doesn't feel like I don't want to. The problem is because it's like I kind of remember stuff, so I don't want to say anything because I don't remember.
Well, okay, so
what I'm saying is.
So what I'll say is, like, from my perspective in this moment, it's very clear that Caleb killed Melanie Foster, and so now this other man has been arrested and is getting like processed for it, and now Betty is having second thoughts, so she's writing out a letter, basically that's like, I know that the man you have in custody is not really correct or whatever, but Matthew finds the letter and is like, what are you doing, like, after all the problems we've taken care of and like all of this, and then now you're gonna, you know, speak up about it, and he really also he says that it doesn't matter how slow Caleb is, they're just gonna execute him, and I find that to be
I think that
alarmist.
Well,
I guess.
yeah. I mean, there's certainly racial politics happening.
Well, for sure. One of my problems with that is that people are on death row for decades.
So
they're not going to just execute him. They're not going to like get him in. But also, I'm like, I would be more concerned about the crimes that you've been committing in keeping Caleb locked up in your basement.
Well, and furthermore, it's like, is this life that he's currently living while they're protecting him
better
from?
or worse
I mean,
than
he's
prison.
eating like a king.
He is eating like a king.
But it seems like he's just, again, shackled in a dungeon with like a cot. And like, they're like, there's not even a TV down there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems odd.
It's very odd.
And this might be part of the like whole sophomore slump. I don't fully remember. But she did seemingly send the letter because
a cop at the end,
the detective and a cop in Chicago clearly was like, we got a letter and this one knew about the axe. So I can't remember if any of the other characters, like if Edie clocked it or because she saw it at Edie's house.
She did see the news at Edie's house, and Edie just, I think she's strange. Everybody just mostly thinks Betty's strange so far. Nothing really a lot more than that. Susan?
So that's largely that's largely it. So I actually think that this was kind of a cute Susan plot.
It's fine. The parts of the Susan thing that bother me still are like, now she has involved Julie in her lie to Mike about having found Zach. So now Julie knows everything and is also going to be either forced to lie to Mike or forced to out Susan, which is a horrible position for her to put her daughter in. Not my favorite. Julie takes it like a champ. She's like, I assume you did it for me, basically, which is fine. But the bulk of Susan's storyline in this episode is about her book agent, Lonny, who was doing some embezzlement.
Why do people keep using that word?
Who else is using that word?
Nobody. The partners, they're forensic accountant.
Oh my God.
Susan, don't look at me that way. I know what I did was wrong, and I feel like a complete idiot for doing it, but
well, you have to stay with the agency,
please
though.
don't hate me.
Well, I don't hate you. I couldn't hate you. You're my Lonny.
Will you still come with me?
You know what? This is one of those times when you find out who your real friends are. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So
thank
stupid.
you. You are one special lady, Susan Meyer.
He apparently has paid everything back with interest.
To her, he claims.
Well, no, I mean, court ordered. Like,
Okay.
he has, but he's been fired from the agency, and he's presenting it to Susan like he's opening his own agency. Will she go with him? And it's only over the course of the thing that she realizes how deep in it really is. And she basically is like, no, I definitely can't go with you now.
It was I think it was a good showing because we got, as we frequently get on the show, we got a montage of their relationship and what all he had done for her and they had done for each other. And then initially she was going to go with him. And actually, I mean, for a long stretch of the episode, she was staying loyal and like keeping loyal to him. And then finally,
I did enjoy Mike, the voice of reason, too. Like, Susan, you can't go with him. You can't trust him at this point, because he also did lie about whether or not he took any of Susan's money. And he was like, no, of course not. And then she finally does get him to admit, like, yeah, but I paid yours back first. And I'm just like, ugh.
And she does she puts the kibosh on it herself. Like, she doesn't need Mike or Julie to come do it.
Sure.
And then he makes a move on her.
That's why I can't lose you as a client.
Well, I'm sorry, but you have. You'll never lose my friendship, though.
Really?
Of course. You're my Lonny.
You're my Susie. You're my Susie.
Oh! What the hell is
I
wrong
love
with
Wallace
you?
Shawn. Absolutely.
Not like that.
I mean, there's always been this magnetism.
No, there has not been, and there never will be. Oh my God!
But I was just coming clean.
I love Wallace Shawn. I like him in romantic
You
stuff
were
too.
repulsed?
Because I was talking about how much I like him
Gossip Girl.
with Blair's mother Eleanor on Gossip Girl. I think it's adorable. I like him in romantic stuff. That took the wind out of my sails. I was like, no, I couldn't look at it. It was, and then they wound up in that really sexually aggressive pose.
Get off me, you Amazon!
Oh God. I was very uncomfy. So yeah, she gets right out of there. That she's obviously not. I was like, first of all, also Wallace Shawn is old. Starting your own agency like that late in life, and you got to stay with the company for sure, with the actual agency. But yeah, generally a fine episode for Susan. Mike's only in one scene. He's still looking, and also Betty delivered an envelope for Zach to the old Young house.
Yeah, they're apparently having issues with the mail.
mailman.
The mailman had a stroke.
Yeah. So
it's a miracle if you get your mail without drool on it.
yeah, coupons specifically. Yeah. And then at the end, Paul is inside the house, looking at mail.
Young, I couldn't think of their name. The
Young
Young house. We couldn't tell if he's been squatting
or
there.
if he like just
I
returned.
think he's squatting there.
Okay.
I didn't understand what the mail collection box on their front porch was.
I'm not sure. He just put basically like, maybe it was just to show that somebody had taken the mail in and he was dropping off one package, like a new package.
Like maybe it's being forwarded or something.
Yeah. Okay, and then I guess that leads us to Bree. Rex, I don't know. She's being allowed to rebury him, but the detective is... I knew immediately, because the one detective wants to keep the body and just keeps, like, stonewalling Bree, and the other detective is like, no, of course, release the body to her, it's fine, we have no evidence, and blah, 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 and I was like, well, you're talking shit. So, when the girls are playing poker, she asks if they'll all come to the reburial on Friday.
Anyway, I was hoping that you were all free Friday morning, because that's when I'm going to be hosting the reburial.
The what?
Well, it's just going to be a very brief and dignified ceremony, and I'm going to read a poem.
We would love to come.
Absolutely.
2 funerals is a lot.
I'm busy.
She's going to read a poem.
Ow! Fine, yes, we'd all love to come. Well, thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. I realized looking back that I was still in shock during Rex's first funeral.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be like a full funeral, but...
That's why this small ceremony means so much to me. This is the last chance I'm going to have to say goodbye.
Unless, of course, they dig him up again.
And so then when she's going to pick up the body, the coroner is like, did you break something? How did I do that?
I broke the ring.
Oh, is that the one of the silly ones I gave you? Yeah, those are cheap. Yeah. So when she's going to pick up the body, the coroner forgot a form she has to fill out. No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, he never came back.
No, he was stalling
Okay.
so that the detective could come in and show her the note that Rex wrote. I'm sorry.
So he was just trying to level with her at that point. The detective.
No, he was trying to gotcha her.
Okay.
Yeah, like they have more evidence than.
No, but I mean, yeah, I mean, like level with her, like be like, you're in over your head, like cooperate with us.
Sure. Yes, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just like, again, the gross detective tactics that I'm not a fan of. Like, that's her husband's body right there. And now's the time to do this. You should have done this before. Like, and the other thing too, that's, I think it's still very circumstantial. Even just that letter, because the problem for me is that Bree's not willing to put any of her dignity on the line because
the letter just says like, I understand and I forgive you.
Yeah.
Which again, circumstantial.
Also, she was having an emotional affair with George, so
and he was having a physical affair.
And he was having a physical affair, and that's the thing for me is like because Bree is not willing to give up any of her dignity, she's not willing to tell any of these cops like, well, he was having an affair, I had an emotional affair, you know, we did all these things, like it was not a perfect marriage, but everyone's to blame, and I absolutely didn't poison him. You know, it's like if you're gonna be honest, you have to be all the way honest. You can't be halfway honest. And that's what's kind of frustrating me about that. So she does sort of snap though, and decides that since Rex actually did think that she could have been poisoning him, he does not deserve to be buried where he was before. So he's buried basically right on the edge of the walkway and what seems to be the like front corner of the cemetery.
As far as I'm concerned, let him decompose with strangers.
No, that's worth so much money. And I know she's good for money, but
well, for now,
that's a huge diamond.
So, I mean, I get it, especially from the detective's perspective, because I mean, it all seems that way, and it's also like with those types of crimes, this is how it plays out. But
yeah, crazy though.
So,
but yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Pretty good, but like you said, kind of just like shuffling pieces around a little bit more
from one to the next.
Yeah. So
a pendulum.
Yeah, right.
So, all right.
Yep. Bye.